So time and time again on the channel, we have seen if on each and every Madden a 100-yard field goal is possible, but this time around we make things a little funkier. And no, we're not for the 800th time in the history of the channel gonna try a 100-yard field goal. We're to mix things up and see if it is possible that you can convert and score on a fake field goal from your own 1-yard line. So technically, is it possible to score a 100-yard fake field goal in Madden 21 against the CPU on all Madden? Today, thanks to Madden Science, we shall try out. And to make the video even funkier than what it already is, let's take a quick listen to a word from today's sponsor. I would like to give a massive shout out to Roman for sponsoring today's video. I know, it can be awkward or embarrassing to talk about erectile dysfunction. Usually us males, we like to brush it off or just simply blame ourselves, but Roman is here to get you the help you need with no shame at all. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. Simply from the comfort of your home without having to go anywhere. You'll have a healthcare professional work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, Roman will ship you real medicine with free 2-day shipping. And like I said, I know it is embarrassing to talk about, but the entire process is extremely discreet. It's super simple, and literally nobody but yourself has to know. Roman makes it so simple to get everything started. Just go to getroman.com/RBT to get $15 off your first order of ED treatment, a free online visit, and free 2-day shipping. And once again, that's getroman.com/RBT, or you can click the link in the description box below to get $15 off your first order of ED treatment. Once again, massive shout out to Roman for sponsoring today's video. And once again, that's getroman.com/RBT. With that said, let's get into the rest of the video. So hopefully you guys do enjoy today's Madden 21 scientific challenge video. And if you do, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. Also guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, because if and only if we do hit 1 million subs by the end of the year, we're doing a huge next generation console giveaway to my subscribers and subscribers only. A total of 3 next gen consoles, PlayStation 5s, Xbox Series X's, being given away to my subscribers. That's if and only if we do hit 1 million by the end of the year. So make sure to take that millisecond that it does take to click that subscription button if you haven't. With that said, today's challenge is going to have 2 parts to it. First bit of business, we're going to simply jump into a practice mode. And from here, we're going to simply see if that 100-yard fake field goal is possible. And outside of that, once we do hopefully find out that it is possible, we're actually going to jump into a game and see if we can convert and score on a 100-yard field goal in Madden 21 on all Madden. So simply normal practice mode. We're going to do this with the Baltimore Ravens just because I want a QB that's fast like Lamar Jackson to run the fake field goal with. Now, I guess the team, it really doesn't matter. Let's just do random. We'll do random 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Against the Cincinnati Bengals, so a favorable matchup. Now, this is where things get a little intricate. I have tested out some playbooks, and my favorite special teams fake field goal play comes out of the Seattle Seahawks playbook. It's kind of like a direct snap to the holder, and he just takes off and runs. So if you have a quarterback with escape artist and some abilities that help out QB runs and QB design runs, this could be the meta for today's video. It does come out of the Seattle Seahawks playbook. Let's just hopefully see that it's relatively easy to convert. And by easy, I mean doesn't take me 15 days because I have a hurricane about to hit in 4 hours, so I gotta get the video up before then. So hopefully we can get this done pretty easy. Jump into a game against CPU, convert that. With that said, here's the Madden Science, not taking too long so I can not have a hurricane hit before I get the video up. So into practice mode, the play that we are going to use for today's video is obviously under special teams. We're gonna sub out RG3, bring in Lamar Jackson, and the play should be right here. Fake field goal holder blast. Hopefully this is the meta. I think obviously with the abilities Lamar Jackson has, like obviously a 99, 100-yard run is pretty difficult, but if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be Lamar Jackson. So I'm not gonna cheat or anything, so just simply gonna come out and like field goal block or something, like low block right, I don't know. It'll obviously respot the ball all the way back to the 1-yard line. The good thing about practice mode is I can literally just attempt my challenge back to back to back without having to set it up every single time. Once we find this out and I get into the game, I have to literally bring the ball back every single time and get the ball back to the 1-yard line to even try it. So maybe it happened on the first attempt and it's relatively easy. Wow. That's actually so crazy. We might actually get caught here. But if we actually have the opponent line up in a field goal block or like a normal base like field goal defense, this might actually be achievable relatively quickly. Can we actually do it back to back? If I do this back to back, dudes, like maybe I don't have this on all Madden. I'm gonna go check, because if this is the case, dog, I just found a goddamn glitch for you guys against the CPU. Just freaking, if you want to score every single play, literally just bring the ball back to the 1 yard line and attempt a field goal from here, run a fake field goal, and there's your best offense in Madden 21. Hold on. I gotta have something messed up in the setting. So settings, game options, it's on all goddamn Madden. Okay, so maybe this has something to do with it. I had fatigue all the way down to 0 for the last challenge we did, but although I don't think fatigue really should do anything, player skill, everything's on 50. We go to CPU skill. Once again, everything is on 50. So everything aside from fatigue was based and how it should be. So let's test it out. Let's see if we can do this 3 times in a row. Once again, this might be the meta versus CPU. If you're in a franchise mode, just run the ball back to your own 1 yard line and just run this meta play, and just like that, Lamar Jackson scores. Alright, I'm gonna try this one final time. Maybe it took a play for the freaking settings to go back to normal after I changed the fatigue back to where it's supposed to be. But like, yeah, I mean, that was the best block shed a person got, like a defensive player got. But as you see, like, we didn't necessarily score there, but it just seems so goddamn easy. So I'm gonna try this one final time. And yeah, like, I think that one play was just a fluke. That prior play was a freaking fluke. This should literally not take any time whatsoever. Like, the only problem comes down to what defense the CPU comes out in. But I'm actually excited. This actually might be a record for me for the least amount of time it takes to record and complete a challenge. Now that I think about it, the one final thing I do want to test out before we jump into the actual game and see if it's possible in an actual game setting is I want to see if, like, how hard it is against a different defense setup. Since I'm coming out in like a base field goal block, maybe a field goal safe is a little bit harder to convert against. Is it possible to convert? Like, let's just do safe right man. Like, there's really not much different. I mean, you can come with field goal return, like field goal block return, which I guess would make sense because you would have somebody back there to try and return the field goal that's obviously not going to go through because it's a 100-yard field goal. So maybe that's going to be the problem and against the CPU is because I'm going to have to make the one-man miss. So let's try this. That's probably what they're going to come out in because that just makes the most sense, dog. Because, like, who expects you to actually make this field goal? So we're going to have to make this one-man miss, maybe two-man miss. So this seems to be a little bit more difficult. Once again, I think all this comes down to is what the heck the CPU comes out in defensively against my 100-yard field goal attempt. Once again, we'll just click random team 3 times. So go once, twice, a third time, the Falcons. So, I mean, if in this particular instance, when I attempt the fake field goal, if I'm down by 3+ touchdowns, it should be easy because it's against the Falcons. I actually have a really funny Falcons challenge coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned to that one. If you're a Falcons fan, you might not want to watch it. So here we go. I am excited to see how long this takes. Simulation game types. We want the ratings to be what's most important. Exhibition, quarter length, we'll just do 15-minute quarters just so that we can have as much time in this game as possible, not to waste time. Once again, the most annoying part about this going into a game is it takes so long to get it freaking set up. I can't just do it back to back to back. And once I fail it, I have to completely get everything set up again. So I'm really freaking hoping for time's sake I get it done on the first attempt. Alright, so we let the Falcons score, so they have the lead, which is good for us. Now on the kickoff, this is where things get a little tricky. It's gonna make sure I get things down exactly at the 1 yard line. Make sure I don't mess up and get a safety. So that was perfect. Fake field goal holder blast, and they're coming out in a normal defense. Now this is where things can get so tricky. Like, it's so annoying. Maybe I need to attempt it on 4th down. Maybe that's what I have to do. Because maybe they wouldn't come out like this if it was a 4th down attempt. So yeah, once again, they come out and goddamn freaking, like, what is that, cover 2 or something? So that could be a problem. That could be a very big problem. As back down to the 1 yard line. I think maybe it's different on 4th down, I hope. All right, so the freaking moment of truth. 4th down and 10. Like, there's no way they come out in like a cover 2 on 4th down, all right? They do. Or, like, what are you doing? Oh, it's so aggravating. I mean, I guess that makes sense and all. But this is going to be so much harder than what I initially believed. So this is gonna take some nonsense. This is gonna take some broken tackles. This is gonna take some very difficult planning. Oh, I hate everything. So I guess we keep on trying, man. Like, it's just gonna take a fluky play, some broken tackles, some missed tackles, some blitzes. Like, it's as bad as it looks right now. Like we always say, it literally just takes one funky attempt with a blitz or something. And the only problem is Lamar Jackson is probably gonna get fatigued. Oh, like, see right there, dudes. All right, Lamar, please, in my misery, end it. Oh, safety. Yeah. So much for this being a 100-yard fake field goal challenge. This is going to be turned into the freaking experiment where you see how many points is possible for a team to score in a game. Oh my god, that one was my fault. Oh, I hate myself. Just in my misery already, please, Lamar. If, like, we could get that little spin move. But like a fake pass instead. Like, instead of us running the football, a fake pass. Like that, like, what am I supposed to do there? Alright, so in my mind, let me do some explaining. When I make these videos, in my brain, when I use the phrase, is it possible, I mean, is it possible in terms of the resources that the game possibly give us? Like, for example, when we do the 100-yard field goal attempt every single season, obviously, on 50-50 sliders, it's definitely not a possibility. But, you know, when you adjust the sliders, you adjust the rating up to 99 kick power, you get the best one at your back, it's possible in that sense. As we see here, it probably comes down to what defense they line up in. Obviously, they're not lining up in field goal block. Therefore, it's probably going to be very difficult for us to ever actually get the fake field goal for a touchdown. But my idea is to do some adjustments on some of these players' ratings. And I think we could then, even if the Falcons line up in normal defense instead of field goal block, maybe then we can have a shot at actually achieving this. Once again, when I say is it possible, I mean in terms of what the game gives us in terms of resources, the restraints that we have on the game, ratings, game modes, sliders. And in that sense, yes, it's still possible. Maybe not a normal 50-50 sliders in a head-to-head game, but it can still be possible. So this is what I'm thinking about doing. I want to try to mix things up a little bit, and I want to try the fake field goal passes, and also keep on trying the fake field goal runs. But we're going to need some fast players, and we're going to need our kicker to actually be able to throw the football. So Justin Tucker, you're a great human being, but what we need you to do is we need you to be able to throw the football. So we're going to take Justin Tucker, and why not boost up his speed all the way freaking up. But what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and give him the best throwing statistics possible. And not only that, our main targets when we're throwing the fake field goal go to our tight ends, so why not go ahead and let our tight ends have like 99 speed? Now everybody's ratings are now jacked up aside from Lamar Jackson. Why don't I go ahead and freaking jack up Lamar Jackson's ratings too? Alright, now our chances still might be slim, but at the same time, they're better than what they just were. Because as you saw, I don't think we got past the 5-yard line once in all of those attempts. And instead of it being a random team we go up against, let's just do it. Let's just give ourselves the best shot possible, and the best shot possible is against the worst team possible. And I think we all know what's coming. It's the goddamn Jets. I don't want to do it, but if we still sit here and spend another 30 minutes attempting this and don't even get close, I might change it to arcade mode, even though I don't even think that would give us enough of a chance to do it. But it's all about like making it possible without making things too funky. But if that's our last freaking chance to actually get this done, make sure I'll do it. I don't want this video to be a failure. I just want to get this over with. Come on. Yep, that's the goddamn safety. Alright, so we're gonna go for the fake pass here. It's just, I don't know, my spirits are kind of freaking low. Like, what? Like, this whole entire video started off with so much freaking promise in practice mode, and then, god dang, this game just, oh, yeah, I love it. Go deep, run. You're like, what, like, that's just, bros. Like, that had optimism written all over it. If he could have ran more upfield, like, run up the field, Nicholas. Maybe that is our best bet. Maybe that genuinely is our best freaking chance. Okay, but you know what? Like, just to reward myself and to make my life a little bit less stressful, because I genuinely do have a hurricane hitting in like 2.5 hours, and I want to try and get this video up before my power goes off. I'm gonna put this on arcade mode. I'll definitely take the criticism for having, you know, make it a little bit easier for me, but I'm not going to take the criticism for not getting it done. Alright, so first on arcade mode, I just want to actually try the simple run. Like, maybe we're able to break some tackles, or because he's fast enough, he can, some nasty little spin moves. Come on, Lamar, please. The spin moves I will say, the spin moves seem a lot goddamn nastier on arcade mode, so that could be one thing in our favor. And the only problem here is when I get a play like that, I gotta waste the next play on running the ball back to the 1 freaking yard line. I guess arcade mode like shows you the pre-play art. That's kind of funky. It kind of messes with my brain, but I'm not gonna ask questions. So if we send Mark Andrews up the field, run up the field, you weirdo. Okay, so like that's not gonna work. I guess it's either gonna be the run that's gonna end up working for us or the prior fake field goal pass that we tried initially. So let's just see if this works. I mean, more than likely not here, but I like my chances somewhat. Like, oh my, I've never been happier. Like guys, I've had a bad day. I've had a really weird week. I have a hurricane hitting, and I've never in my entire goddamn life been happier to complete a challenge. Yes, my dudes, it is possible to score on a fake 100-yard field goal in Madden 21. It might take changing some things around, some small minute details to make it a little bit easier, but we've used the resources within the game to achieve the challenge at hand. Now I'm gonna go take some Tylenol and my inhaler to fix my lungs and fix this headache and go prepare for a goddamn hurricane.